So I am just about to start organizing all of my books, and I'm going to add some shelves to my room so that I can fit. I basically, my room is overflowing with books and I don't have any places for them. So I'm about to figure that out. But I thought before I did that, I would quickly film a video and show you the books that I had recently acquired so that I can, put them away nice and organized. We'll see if I can do that. So I'm going to start with my Steve Donahue picks. Three of these, well, the first three I'm going to show you were sent to me by Steve, and then I will talk about the rest. So the first one I spoke about in my last video. This is In Memory of Angel Clare by Christopher Bram. And I'm in the middle of reading this. I'm on chapter 4. It's basically the main character is dealing with the loss of his partner to AIDS, and it's about him and the tight group of friends that they made in New York and how he's going to survive. So it's very, very gripping so far. Next, I asked Steve if he could send me this. This is A Son Called Gabriel by Damien McNichol. Steve really enjoyed it, so I know that I will as well. It is about Gabriel, who is growing up and has to deal with the fact that he is gay, and in 1960s Northern Ireland, which is a very strict Catholic community. So we can probably figure out how that will go down. So I'm excited about that. The next one is something I'd never ever heard of, and I'm very excited about this. It is a really cool cover too. Check it out. This is An Arrow's Flight by Mark Merlis. So I don't know. I'm just going to read the back to you because it says, this tells the story of the Trojan War, and Pyrrhus. I don't know anything about this stuff, you guys, so if I'm saying these words wrong, I apologize. The son of the fallen Achilles, now working as a go-go boy and hustler in the big city. Magically blending ancient headlines and modern myth, Merlis creates a fabulous new world where legendary heroes declare their endowments in personal ads, and any panhandler may be a divinity in disguise. So that sounds crazy. If anyone has read this before, please let me know what you think, because I'm very excited. But also, do I need to do some research about the Trojan War and about these characters to get a better understanding of this? Because I will if I have to, because of course I want to enjoy it as much as I can. So please let me know if that is a thing that I must do. But it's kind of like this cool cover. So those are the 3 books that Steve sent me. The next 3 are books that I got because of him. So in one of Steve's videos he had mentioned this book, and I saw it at the store, and of course I had to get it. So this is Memoirs of a Bastard Angel by Harold Norse. So the back of the book is way too long for me to read to you, but basically Harold Norse lived with Tennessee Williams at some point. He became an intimate friend of James Baldwin. He crossed paths with Marlon Brando, Robert De Niro, Ezra Pound. So it seems like this will be a very cool autobiography, and I can't wait. So we'll see. I don't know. So next year I'm going to attempt Steve's Western canon. Steve has been putting out a series of videos talking about sort of a beginner's guide to the Western canon. So I've been sort of keeping my eye out for the books that he's mentioned so that next year I am able to start and do what I can. So this is the Canterbury Tales by Chaucer. So this is one of the editions that Steve had recommended. So translated by Neville Coghill, excuse me. So I'm one book ahead for that. So there we go. Last but not least, I could not believe I found in the store for this price. This is kind of ridiculous. When I found it, I had to show Steve right away because I was just like, are you kidding? Steve used to talk about this book all the time, and he would tell people to read this and to pick this up all the time. So when I just I was browsing the shelves and there it was, and it just blew my mind because I never would have thought in a million years that I would have come across this as a used book, especially. So if anyone knows, you'll know what I'm talking about if you've seen this videos. This is the new annotated Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Isn't this amazing? This thing is originally priced at $35, and I got it for $8 at the store. And it's in, perfect condition. There's not there's no tears or anything. There's a little bit of wear up here, but big deal. So I'm really excited about this. I read Frankenstein, gosh, either 2 years ago or last year. I can't remember. I think last year. Here's what under the desk jacket looks like. So I'm excited to get to it again with these notes. I mean, this is really, and all these annotations. This is, I mean, it's actually really beautiful. There's some really cool photographs and illustrations and a lot of cool information. So even the chapter headings are kind of cool. So I'm very excited to get to this. So this is very exciting. So yeah, maybe I'll get to this October. I know October I would love to read Dracula finally, because I've never read that. That's one of my goals. But it would be cool if I could read this as well. But why does it have to be October, right? I could read this anytime. Okay, so there are my Steve books for this haul. The next 4 books are ones that I've been meaning to get, well, except for one. That was a surprise. Anyway, the first one is Tell Me How It Ends by Valeria Luiselli. This is the author of The Story of My Teeth, and I loved that book last year. So let me read the back to you, because that's kind of cool. An indictment of our treatment of undocumented children, a reckoning with our culpability for the dangers they are fleeing, of course, and a damning confrontation between the ideals of the American dream and the reality of American racism and fear. Tell Me How It Ends is required reading for anyone concerned with human rights, human dignity, and our most fundamental responsibilities to each other. Luiselli's encounter with asylum seekers demands we see these children. What we do next is up to us. The guy at the store read this and said it's really, really good. So I'm very, very excited to get to this, because this is a subject that is very fascinating to me, and a very important subject as well, especially what's happening in our country. All right, next book is a modern classic that I can't believe I have not read yet, and so I gotta get it. This is A Single Man by Christopher Isherwood. It says, welcome to sunny suburban 1960s Southern California. George is a gay, middle-aged English professor adjusting to solitude after the tragic death of his young partner. He is determined to persist in the routines of his former life. A single man follows him over the course of an ordinary 24 hours. Behind his British reserve, tides of grief, rage, and loneliness surge. But what is revealed is a man who loves being alive despite all the everyday injustices. I have yet to read a Christopher Isherwood book, and I've got, I think, 2 or 3 other ones. And yeah, it's stupid. So maybe this can be my first one. We'll see. So the next book I got at a used bookstore that was going out of business. So all of their books were 50% off. And I saw this book on the shelf, and well, anyway, let me tell you what it is first. It's The Lives of Others by Neil Mukherjee. I pulled it off the shelf because for some reason I'm really drawn to yellow covers. So honestly, that's the first thing that brought to my attention. The other thing was that it was shortlisted for the Man Booker Prize in 2014. And that was the year before the year I started really paying attention to that prize, when Brief History of Seven Killings won in 2015. Anyway, I looked at some reviews online, and after reading the back, I decided that I wanted to get it, and one day I will read it. However, I will read A Brief History of Seven Killings before I read this, because I need to read that book. So the back says, the aging patriarch and matriarch of the Gosh family preside over their large household, unaware that beneath the barely ruffled surface of their lives, the sands are shifting. Poisonous rivalries between sisters-in-law, destructive secrets, and the implosion of the family business threaten to unravel bonds of kinship as social unrest brews in greater Indian society. To me, that just sounds really fascinating, and I've just heard it's really good, so one day I will read this. And finally, when I saw this book, I was very, very excited, and I knew right away that I had to get it, because I have been meaning to get this book for a long, long, long time. And I would have been happy with the American edition, but I found the UK edition, which I think is much prettier, and I'm very, very, very excited to show you this, and I'm very excited that I got it too. This is Arcadia by Ian Pearce, and I'm sorry that sticker I should have taken off before this video. But anyway, look at this thing. I have been... The moment I first saw this, when some of those UK booktubers were showing it off, I was very jealous because I think this just came out, 2015, which is when I started watching BookTube. I saw this on Jean's channel and Jen's channel, and it's just, isn't it? Look at it's a naked dust jacket, but look at this front cover. Opens up to that. What? So it says the 3 interlocking worlds, 4 people looking for answers, but who controls the future or the past? In the basement of a professor's house in Oxford, 15-year-old Rosie goes in search of a missing cat, and instead finds herself in a different world. Anterworld is a sun-drenched land of storytellers, prophecies, and ritual. But is this world real, and what happens if she decides to stay? Meanwhile, in a sterile laboratory, a rebellious scientist is trying to prove that time does not even exist, with potentially devastating consequences. What? Oh my gosh, I want to read this soon. This might be kind of a cool holiday book, maybe like in December or something. I don't know. I'm excited for this. So that's it. I'm going to go... Oh, no, it's not it. I got one more thing I wanted to show you. Actually, past Jeremy, the video that you think you are about to film has been deleted somehow, or it didn't work. And it's just too late right now to keep filming, so I'm going to end this video now and say thank you to everyone that has subscribed and everyone that has commented on all my videos. I'm having a really great time doing this, and let's keep the conversation going. I'm going to go organize my books now, so I hope everyone has a great start to their week, and I will see you all very soon. Bye!